I'm Greta Nelson. I'm a registered dental hygienist here with the mobile unit, and I have been a part of this program for almost 2 years now. Clay County has an astounding need for dental care right now. We are still seeing countless toothaches and emergency dental care. So we are still doing a lot of extractions. We are really just scratching the surface. The issue Clay County faces is a transportation issue. They don't have the public transportation that you would have in Charleston. So coming into the communities is key for this community. Dr. Shaw is a fantastic dentist. His wisdom is beyond his years. He's a philanthropist in that he wants to be here. Everyone that's here really has a sense of wanting to care for this patient population. We enjoy the travel. We are a family. In Clay County, we have served over 300 individuals in the fiscal year of 2018 and provided over $150,000 in free dental services to this community. More than a toothache with oral health as far as concerns, you have bacteria, or your mouth is extremely vascular, so it can affect your cardiovascular system. Also, it can lead to uncontrolled diabetes, the infection in your mouth. So it's really a whole health crisis when you have dental issues. Speaking without grant funding, we can do what we're doing. I mean, it allows us to continue to come into the communities. People that believe in our program allow us to push forward, allow us to expand our services into other areas. And if we didn't have it, I don't think we could do it. One of the biggest things I would like to say to this donor is thank you. Thank you for believing in this program. I invite them anytime to come and see the impact directly on the community that this program has had. It's changed the lives of so many people. It's changed my life. I will no longer, look at what I'm doing as a job. I mean, I'm passionate about what I'm doing, and I wouldn't do anything else.
My name is Kimberly Becker, and I'm a family physician with Community Care in Clay, West Virginia. Community Care is a series of federally qualified health centers. So we do provide comprehensive primary care services, some acute care services, but we also kind of focus on the patient population as a whole, which means we do a lot of screening for things called social determinants of health. Whether somebody's diabetes isn't controlled because they don't have the funding to buy the appropriate food, or they don't have access to electricity for a refrigerator to put their insulin in. Do they even have anywhere to live? Do they have any transportation? And so rather than just saying, you have diabetes and we want to treat your diabetes, we say, you have diabetes and what aspects of your life could we help you with to treat your diabetes? Which kind of spurred us into then figuring out that we needed to address the social determinants of health issues that were preventing patients from achieving their best health outcomes. So we received some funding to actually create a fitness center, and we needed equipment that would suit different people's needs. So a recumbent bike for people who might have lower back issues, a rowing machine for people who really needed to just do upper body work or had, decreased lower leg strength, ellipticals for people who really needed no impact. But then we also needed some weights, because part of the issue is people weren't doing any weight training, which can really help decrease their body fat, and treadmills for people who really just need to start at ground zero and go for a walk. So as I identified some issues that needed to be addressed through my social determinants of health screening process, I applied for some emergency aid funding through the Greater Kanawha Valley Foundation, because I kind of felt, once I identified that people had what I felt were issues that needed to be addressed immediately, I wanted to fix them. And so we got the funding and immediately ordered equipment for the fitness center. Literally just went online and ordered equipment and got it over there as soon as we got the funding so that we could get people in. I'm not trying to get every person in Clay County to come use this fitness center, but I'm trying to make sure that every one of my patients that I think could benefit from having access to an exercise facility feels comfortable and knows it's here for them to use. And so I think with any sort of outreach project, it's easy to think you have to go so big, but really it only takes a little bit of funding and a little bit of effort to really improve one patient's morbidity and mortality. So in a lot of ways, I'm doing this to help the patients, but it totally makes me happier at the end of the day and totally makes me feel more like I can go back in the next day and see 20 more patients in Clay.
I don't think people really know the level of poverty here. It is definitely a food desert. There's not a grocery store here anymore. The IGA closed. And I think the flood had a lot to do with that happening. Take a drive through the streets and through the back roads. I mean, it's unbelievable. And the thought that these kids might be going to school and with an empty stomach and expected to learn, that's the scary part. What's going to happen to this next generation if they're not fed and fed properly? They're dependent upon us. That's why you see them here at 5 and 5:30 in the morning waiting for us to open the doors. And there's just no place for people to get fresh food. Sometimes it's 3,000 to 5,000 pounds of food that we get delivered once a month, and that's both for the backpack and the food pantry. I would say that we're impacting 200 to 250 families a month with the backpack and the food pantry combined. And then anytime you have the utility assistance that we offer, there's even more. And there's 105 children right now that are benefiting from the backpack program. We pack the bags and then we put masking tape on them. The teachers load the bags into the children's backpacks so that someone else doesn't know they're getting them. And it's not enough to feed them through the weekend, but it's enough to kind of sustain them a little bit. For me personally, I get back 110%. It's just, it's rewarding. You know that you're helping these people. It's what we give out at the food pantry is not necessarily going to feed them for a month. It might feed them for a day or two, but it's a day or two till their food stamps come in or whatever. The thing that I appreciate the most are the people that have been given assistance and they have come back and they're helping. I have a list of volunteers that I call, and there's one lady that she has said she didn't know what she would do if it hadn't been for this church and the food pantry. So she feels responsible to come back and help, and she's here faithfully every fourth Thursday of the month. I don't know your name, but I would just love to reach out and hug you and thank you from the bottom of my heart, and every person that comes to the food pantry and every child whose backpack gets filled once a week, that you've helped us continue our mission. Thank you so very much.